Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking out our episode this week. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry. I totally don't know what we did last time.
On Critical Hit?
Yeah, so somebody fill me in. What happened? What did we do? I know that Orem was doing some scrying, and he was, well, not scrying, some reverse scrying.
Last thing I remember was answering questions.
Yeah.
Largely a lot of planning on what to do with all this residuum we found.
Oh, right,
Yes.
right.
And had the whole time.
Yeah. So
Sometimes your residuum looks like marmalade, and it's confusing.
we found out we're being scryed on by a ton of people, and we don't really have a good way to deal with it. So we're still probably heading to Snap Stab.
yes, and we also know that the Bright Armada is the one who has the bounty out on the starfish. And
Well, there are, I think, many people with a bounty out on the starfish.
Right.
The Bright Armada is one of them.
And the Bright Armada might be part of the Resistance? Question mark.
Yes. It's supposed to be like the biggest resistance force.
Yeah, and yes, so that's all I remember. Anything else?
I mean, that sounds about right.
I mean,
You
it's been like
guys,
3
made
weeks
some magic
since we-
items, right?
Yeah, I think Brian was making a bunch of magic items. Or sorry,
Randus came back. We immediately locked him in a room.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, work for us, Artificer.
Friendship is rare.
So you made some handy haversacks, and then you made a sword for Sakar, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You made some bracers for Sakar and Little Sparkle.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
I opted not to get in on any of the weaponing up stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, we talked about maybe doing, if we have the time, has to disguise for everyone, considering we're super wanted.
That one was a good one.
Yeah. Our luck with those has not been the best, but
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible that all sorts of epic level things will have answers to those, but it's worth a shot, considering they're
would
so
a hat
cheap.
of disguise keep us from being scryed on from far away?
No,
no.
because
No,
the way
no.
it's doing is they're scrying on who has
Right.
the starfish, not on a
Yes.
particular
That's-
person.
One of the things that they're scrying on.
Right. And there's different ones because some of them are clearly scrying through different methods.
Right.
Yeah.
Some are using Libsyn, some are using iTunes.
Some are just checking the trades a couple of weeks
Yeah.
after.
Exactly. Trying to catch up and figure out who these weird people are.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds
Bunch
about
of
right.
weirdos.
But let's put a pin on the hats of disguise for now.
Yeah.
Because you guys did, or Randus did spend about 12 hours making magic items. So he's probably a little tired.
I'm sure.
Legit.
The rest
He
of us, I'm
needs-
sure,
Does
got
he get
full
tired
rests.
anymore?
Yes.
He needs
I
to power
told you
down.
last time I need to recharge.
He has to unplug and then plug in.
Takes me a while to reboot.
Oh, so we're turning him off and turning him back on again.
Don't go in his room, though. It's just a head in a tank surrounded by bits of armor.
Downloading firmware update.
So I'm guessing we got full rest then, Rodrigo?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you had.
All right.
Yep, we had previously marked that, I think.
All right.
I had not.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So full rest, all of our dailies, all of our powers, all of our stuff.
Action points
Hooray.
reset.
Action point reset. Oh, I only get 1 action point now. Boo.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have hair, so...
Being an Orem sex. I had hair before.
Yeah, but not Orem hair.
It was magnificent in its own way.
Yeah.
You had
Shooting
full
out
I would say, does it
Nightcore
really
hair.
count as hair in comparison?
I mean, from Orem's perspective, no. I think Seven Owls was just happy to finally be able to keep his head warm at night.
You guys all get some rest. Who's got the
Fish.
I believe it is
well,
in
yes. Who's got the starfish?
Little Sparkle does.
Yeah, Orem had been using it for his scrying purposes, but
Yep.
I hope that, I think he, I
Gave it
guess he gave
back.
it back to Little Sparkle.
Because you didn't want me to have it play with my sword.
Yes. Yeah, explicitly.
Okay.
That's just...
And who does the evening sailing?
Hi.
Okay.
Dolan.
Dolan does the majority of the sailing,
Okay.
what with needing the least amount of sleep.
He's a night sailor.
That makes sense. So what else? What's Orem preparing?
Orem is going to go ahead and stick with the setup that he was using before. So that would be the what is that? That is summer. Sorry, summer
Okay.
stuff. Ball lightning, mass transform, delayed blast, fireball,
Yep.
all that good stuff.
Summer
Okay.
sausage.
And I will say, having recently made it, I will stick the floating bonus onto Sakar's fiery sword.
Okay.
And that'll be a +4 these days.
Nice.
So,
For how long?
oh no, it's just a one-shot thing.
Nice.
If you make a roll and want to juice it up a bit, you can add +4 as a one-time bonus
To either roll?
to the attack.
To the attack. Okay. I'm going to use that. I'm not going to forget about it.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I got you, Matthew.
Concerted effort. If I'm ever short by like 3, we're going to use that +4.
What if you're short by 4?
Then we're hosed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there's a riveting radio you sign up for. That's good stuff.
Ouch.
We had a lot of sort of housekeeping to do in the last couple episodes, so we're just gonna continue that right on. We'll say that those of you that still need a normal amount of sleep, wake up. You feel refreshed, and you're still on the ship and your quarters. What does everybody do?
I am scoping out this ship since I haven't been here very long. I want to see what it does, sample some of the foods, maybe.
Okay.
I think that's it, right? It's just got a laboratory that I've been working in, and it's got a galley, and it's got an armory, and it's got places for us to sleep, and maybe a storage area.
Yeah, it's got a hold.
And then it's got a deck.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I've been around the ship a couple of times.
Yeah, it's not huge. It's actually a pretty small ship, and it's maybe got a like an even number of rooms. So there might be like an extra room since there are 5 of you.
Okay.
But that's about it. There's only there's no like captain's quarters or anything like that. It's just kind of that's probably where the lab is where that area would normally be.
Where does Drumstick sleep?
You've seen her curled up all over the ship.
Okay. So the lab is in that spare bedroom?
Yes, the lab is
Okay.
probably the part under the helm.
All right. So yeah, I'll do that and maybe go stand out on the deck. It's been a while since I've seen the Astral Sea for any extended
Well, you're
period
not
of
in the
time.
Astral Sea.
Oh, we're not. Where are we?
You are sailing through a what appears to be a very large channel.
Oh, I sense the face stuff, huh?
Yep. You spot a kind of weeping willow-looking tree as you sail by the shore, and then you spot another one about 10 feet away from that one, and then you spot another one about 10 feet away from that one.
Does it look like any place that I would recognize?
I mean, it's probably not the Springwood.
Yeah, but it's not frozen over.
It's not frozen over.
Doesn't look like autumn, so we're not near the parents.
I mean, you might be.
Yeah, okay.
And near is,
Relative.
yes, in the same sense that you are in the same dimension
Yeah.
as them.
Which means you take the wrong step to the right, and well, there they are.
Yeah. Or they're not. Hey, Dolan, is this what normally happens?
Define normally.
When you are traveling from place to place in the ship, do we always jump into the Feywild?
Oh, most usually.
And is it always the same place?
Most definitely not.
Okay.
Last time we were in a large portion of the jungle canopy. Jungle canopy, is that right?
Summer canopy.
Summer canopy.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
We rode a sap river to get to our last location. This time it doesn't look. It's not summer canopy.
Okay. Now it doesn't look like the spring wood.
It's not cold enough to be the fen of winters.
Okay. Well, I'm sure. How long do we normally stay in this?
Long enough?
Okay. I mean, is days, weeks, hours, minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and
I don't think we've done weeks yet, but
Okay. I'll go downstairs to get my painting set so I can do a landscape while we're waiting. Come back up with easels and a canvas.
please tell me we're already back.
Nope.
Damn it.
Set them up on the deck. Got a good view.
Okay.
I think I'll do this portrait instead of landscape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
go
flip the
a little
easel
bit
over.
different.
That's not good.
Paint.
All right. Orm's painting. What's everybody else doing?
Following the channel.
Seeing
Okay.
what's for breakfast.
Yeah, also seeing what's for breakfast.
It is soup.
What form of soup?
Cheese and hot dog.
No. So probably it looks like spinach.
Make myself a bowl.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'll follow suit.
Comes with crackers.
Ooh.
Ooh, schmancy. It feels like forever since we've actually slept through like that.
I mean, I guess we slept just the other night with the wizards. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of time here in the Astral Sea,
Great.
especially since time is, I guess, still also breaking down.
And, we are destroying the pillars that are holding time together, so...
Yep. That should-
That's the depressing side effect that we really don't need to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're putting faith in Bahamut's plan and that it's a good one. So far, it's worked out at least to hurt Asmodeus every time we've done it. So we'll find out what happens when the last pillar falls. Though I would guess that we'll have a lot of resistance there.
Great. Each time has been more difficult.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. We picked the. I mean, I guess we kind of went geographically. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the route that the ship has been taking has been intentional, considering the divine hand in all of this. But also, it just would make sense for Asmodeus to put all his forces into stopping this one. It's or as much as he can afford.
I'm still worried about his forces.
Yeah, as we should be. There's a lot unaccounted for in terms of his allied gods.
We've been so focused on the pillars that we actually I don't think we've discussed the fact that we don't know what happens next.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens next. We've just been following this plan. I guess if we don't get anything clear from the fourth pillar falling, like, who knows, maybe that could turn sending back on, or maybe we can seek some. It sounds like there's an active resistance in Snapstab, so maybe we could team up with Maglubiat. We can try to rendezvous with the Golden Armada.
Bright Armada.
A Bright Armada.
Mm.
Can we tell that we're in the Feywild from below decks? Like, does it feel
Yeah,
different?
but the galley has a window. You can if you guys look outside, you can see. They're like portholes, so it's entirely possible that you guys hadn't thought to look out.
I'll take a look out. It's like, oh, hey, we're in the Feywild, I guess.
I thought it looked brighter.
Felt like we'd been coasting on the sea for longer than the boat usually does, so I was getting a little worried.
Do we have a short-term plan for today or the next day?
Depends on how long we're traveling through the Feywild, I guess. But beyond that, when we arrive at Snapstab, get the lay of the land, try to not get blown up, try to find a way in.
Complete any beheadings are necessary, of course.
Sure.
That's usually my side of the equation.
Daggers aren't so good at beheading.
True. And Sakars aren't so good at the heavy-duty theorizing and planning.
Yeah, well, I don't know that anyone really is at this point. This is all such out there territory.
Don't sell yourself short. I don't think we'd have gotten this far without your guidance.
Thanks.
It's an unusual situation.
Yeah. I hope everyone I left behind is okay. It's weird to have lost a year of my life, and who knows how long it's been relative to my family and friends on the southern continent.
I try not to think about it.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I have no idea where the blood in this vial came from.
Yeah.
And if I try and think about it too hard, I don't. Yeah, I know. Focus on the tasks ahead of us.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
That's all right.
I guess I just, yeah.
You have your own worries. We all do. For my
I hope
part,
your family's okay.
Thank you. I hope yours is as well. I'm actually hoping beyond hope that this last pillar coming down won't mean that we lose the boy.
That's not going to happen. It's a pattern for a reason. He
Yes,
knows
but
what he's in for.
Once the last one comes down, one could presume the pattern is broken.
That all the guardians would be, set free somehow?
Or perhaps set on to the next portion of their mission. There's clearly something else going on there.
Oh, yeah, but, I mean, those gourds are powerful. I don't know. It's, maybe if we actually defeat Asmodeus, and...
When we actually defeat Asmodeus?
I like to think that at least then all the gourd bearers will be free of their mission.
Still, it would be nice to keep Dolan.
Yeah, he's a good kid. If he hadn't been around when I showed up, it's possible that Seven wouldn't have let me stay. He seemed very suspicious, but Dolan knew about me from Orem. Or I guess knew about me from when I was in the Feywild, so of course I don't remember him.
I hadn't thought about that. I sort of came in mid-scene.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a pretty awkward introduction for me, having just spontaneously appeared on their ship without any of my anything.
Oh, that does sound awkward.
Yeah. Luckily, the ship provides.
Yes, it does, actually. I'm really surprised at the quality of weapons that were available here. Have we heard anything from Warden Duthane this morning?
No. I was figured to let him sleep, considering he was working so late last night.
We did work him too hard.
I can bring some soup up to the deck, see if he's there.
Let's do that.
Is Randus up on the deck?
Sure, I can be there.
Okay. Sakar and Little Sparkle get to the deck, and again see that you are in a wide channel that is lined on both sides by some kind of weeping willow-looking trees.
Do we recognize them?
You don't recognize the trees specifically. You do recognize that they're all exactly as far, like they're all probably exactly maybe 15 feet apart from each other. Also, the more you look at it, and certainly Orem, that's been looking at them this whole time, realizes that they're all identical.
Yep. Orem steps back from his painting. It's a beautiful picture of willows and trees, but it's really hard to see because right there in the middle of the painting, picture of Orem.
Of course.
So, Ket, what happened? Or not Ket. So,
Aww.
Too soon.
It's only been a week for Orem.
Yeah. So, Dolan, what happened to the others? You said they had to stay behind, right?
Yes.
And anything happened to them?
Not particularly.
Not
7
particularly.
owls can become cinders.
Okay.
Possessed cinders?
Okay. And what of Albrecht?
He was just there. He was he able to breathe, or was he able to walk on the
Both.
so the magical substance
Yes.
that
In the barrels?
Brandis has been used? Yes.
Uh-huh.
He can breathe and walk on that.
Huh. So would you say that so what happened to the dwarf god and the tiger god, bronze tiger? What happened to them?
Great tiger.
Great tiger, sorry. Bronze tiger is a comic book character.
A great tiger's a video game character too.
Oh, there you go.
There's only so many adjective animal combinations.
So yes. What happened to them?
Obergon walked into the astral sea after he was given one of those eggs.
Oh, okay. So did Seven Owls Wise and Albrecht and did you say the other one was Zanam?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the protectors of those islands now?
Basically, as far as I
Maybe.
can tell, the protectors of the gourds, and the gourds are needed to keep the pillars from coming back.
Are they gods?
I don't think so.
How does one even define that?
I mean,
Oh.
you
You want some soup, Randus?
Sure. I'll
I'm just thinking that, I mean, if they're protecting those lands,
canister that.
and those were the home of those old gods, maybe they're the replacement gods if the old gods didn't show back up.
Just because you're protecting an island doesn't make you the god of the place. I mean,
True. But nobody tested or found out and maybe had them sign a treaty just in case?
I think the time for a treaty is long since passed.
I mean, is it?
Oh, yeah. You weren't here when I explained everything. So I'm pretty sure. So the whole situation with the treaty, I think Bahamut needed the treaty to fall apart so that Asmodeus could be killed.
I see. So we don't have to worry about signatures or anything like that anymore.
Not really. I think we mostly have to worry about killing Asmodeus.
So how are we going to keep all of reality from unspooling when we slay Asmodeus?
Well, that is a really excellent question, I suppose, since there are so few gods left alive.
That's why I was curious about a treaty, new gods, new treaty.
That's a really good question. I guess once we do it, we'd have to try to round up all the gods that are still alive and figure it out.
I'm just thinking ahead. Painting sometimes helps me focus on some of these bigger questions because, trust me, I can't wait till we can take down Asmodeus after everything that he's done to all of us. But what happens after is something that's also concerning.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm sure I would like to go home, and I'm sure you would all like to go home, and Dalin, I'm sure you would like to come back to the Feywild. But are we going to be able to do that? I'm guessing we don't have those answers yet.
No, we really don't.
And,
it's possible that. So here's a possibility. I don't think that they're gods, but the gourds are suppressing the pillars, and it's possible that in concert, once all four of them were active, they would have the same effect as the pillars and stabilize time by themselves, so long as they still had the guardians there. But that's way beyond me. I'm not really a magic person.
Okay.
They are definitely full to the brim with wild magic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you guys have had no contact with Sarsa, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
Salath said that she escaped, but we don't know where she is. My hope is that she's, with the Bright Armada.
Okay. And so Magubliet, do we know what's happened to him yet?
Well, we know that the goblins are still fighting, but we don't know if he's still leading them, presumably. I haven't heard any reports of him being killed.
Okay. But, I mean, did you know about the others before?
We had more information on some of the others than Snapstab, which is one of the reasons why Snapstab was last.
Yep.
Okay.
Very little is coming out. It's incredibly heavily guarded. I think even more so than the Sage's Rectory.
I don't know if it's so much guarded as under siege.
Potato, tomato, I suppose.
Okay. Well,
I've been wondering about the unaligned gods, the ones we never spoke to, never saw. Where are they?
How many do you know
Well, we heard
were
some.
actually unaligned?
Well, unaligned as in we had not come to their lands and either angered them to the point where they alienated and attacked us or joined our cause. There were at least 6, I want to say, that we hadn't even spoken to.
Well, I know we
so
didn't get to.
we know some information. Like we know where Faga allied with Asmodeus because he built her a new head.
Well, what about Uranko or
Morag or Phytanazoa?
I don't think we know anything about them. I could ask Saloth.
Might be worth it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I'm just curious. I'm just, since we have no contact with anybody, we have to presume that unless somebody is going to be there to tell us what to do, we should probably be thinking a little bit of, like I said, what comes next.
It's fair.
I think the larger problem there is that what comes next is almost meaningless until the last pillar comes down. I mean, each time a pillar has been consumed, devoured, whatever you want, something completely unlikely has happened.
Like what?
Something, well, the entire island flooding with strange magical honey, 7 elves wise, communicating through cinders.
A new vision of the Queen's rebellious daughter showing up and freeing you from a crystal.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed her.
Mr.
You may
Randus
not
getting
be.
back?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Strange things are afoot.
So Orm's been painting.
Yeah.
And kind of absent-mindedly painting, and he just keeps kind of covering more and more of his original painting with this sort of like white grayish stuff. And then he kind of realizes that it's because you guys are heading towards a fog bank.
Oh, look, a fog bank. Does this mean we're leaving the Feywild?
Maybe.
Now, is this a true fog bank or is this smoke?
Once you enter it, you realize that it in fact begins to burn your throat and upset your sinuses. In fact, once the ship is fully inside, any of you whose respiratory system isn't a set of like man-made filters and pumps probably starts coughing pretty hard.
Oh, okay. I toss my paintbrush aside and say, "Prepare yourselves," and I pull out my sword.
Okay.
Cough, cough.
Yeah.
I hold up one of my my little sachets up to my mouth so I don't have to breathe all the noxious fumes.
Okay.
I do the same.
I start moving below decks.
Yeah.
I give Dallin a thumbs up because he.
Have we ever
knows the right way to
established
do it.
whether? Have we ever established whether I have my headband back?
I mean, you can have a headband.
No, just something that I can put over my mouth so that I won't be directly breathing whatever this is. Sure.
I mean,
something.
At some point, Sakar could have had a headband. It's not the same enchanted headband that he used to have.
Right.
But if you want him to have a headband, he can have a headband.
Nah, I'm more of a neck scarf guy now.
Okay. All
I'm gonna
right.
pull the neck scarf up rather than pull the headband down.
Okay.
Changes, man, changes.
So yeah, this smoke is very thick. It's very difficult to see through. But eventually, we'll say on which one's port? The right?
Left.
Left.
Oh, so starboard then.
Yes.
Dallin is able to spot something kind of heading in your direction, but not coming directly at you. It's kind of in a parallel trajectory, just in the opposite direction. It appears to be or at least the top 6 stories of a condominium-style building, kind of gently bobbing up and down, and tilted about, we'll say, about 30 degrees.
Oh,
Is it a
Why
ship
is
or
there
a
a
projectile?
building?
Well, when we were in Snapstab last time, they had a bit of architectural warfare.
Goblins find a way.
They weaponized their buildings.
Is it a boat?
Or
No, it's a building.
But is it a building being used as a boat?
No, I think this is a building that's being used as a weapon.
Yeah, it's very likely a
Or as a
building that was
payload.
thrown into the astral sea
And is
I
now
mean-
floating in the sea.
and is
From-
now floating, and it is sinking.
What I
and if you-
understand of
Oh, go ahead.
From what I understand of the goblins, it being a boat isn't unlikely, even as it was used as a weapon.
Hmm.
Yeah. You do not spot any goblins inside, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
So it doesn't look like it was thrown at us.
No. This looks like it was thrown at least long enough ago that it either hit or missed what it was going to hit, and now it's kind of slowly drifting away from the direction where it was launched.
So we're definitely nearing snap stab.
So if you guys are looking around, now that you've seen that there's a building there, it takes a little bit of time. It looks like if you look at the other one, if you look at port side, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Hello? Yes, I'm trying to kill them. Just, all right. Yeah, you look over there, you see a building. You look to port, and you don't see anything until you see a kind of an assembly of rivets float by in the nothingness. And you realize that what you're looking at is not nothing. It's not like the expanse just looking into the mist effect of the smoke. You are in fact looking at the side of a very large astral ship.
Oh,
And you guys are very, very close to it.
Do we
steer away.
recognize it?
Turn.
Or is it flying any flags?
You really only see you can only see the hull of it, and it's not marked from what you can see. But you can basically, when you look up, you see the edge of it. Like basically, it's like if you were looking like a tanker, you're just like a very small ship. So you can look up to it, but you can't see onto it.
Should we hail them if they're goblins?
Should we hail them at all?
Yeah, we should try to evade it until we know what it is.
Bring it around, Mr. Dolan.
Seen us.
All right.
Yeah, when Randa says that, he can see that there's somebody like looking off the side of the ship.
Oh, I think we've been spotted.
What kind of somebody?
It looks to be most likely a human. They're wearing like a scarf over their face, but they've got like kind of dreadlocky looking braids, and it's like they're like, hey, you guys.
I look around and then I kind of like point at myself, like, me?
They're like squinting. It looks like this person can't see you very well.
Oh, I do a thing like I can't understand what he's saying. I put my hand up to my ear like I can't hear you.
It sounds like it's probably a lady, but it's hard to tell with all the smoke. Hey, what are you guys on? Like a catamaran or something?
Or something.
All right. Well, you guys should head over to the north side. You know about the thing, right?
The what?
Definitely.
Our communications have been down. Can you fill us in really quick?
Well, which one is it? Yes, definitely your communications are down.
Which thing?
You know, the thing. They found that weak point on the wall on the north side, so they got a bunch of small ships going to try to rush it in and open the gates from the inside.
Oh, sweet. We'll get right on that then.
We knew about that. Yes, thank you. Dolan, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, fast as you can, ship. Please, go, go, go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have fun storming the castle.
Get there and figure out if we
as
want to
you-
help or hinder when we get
Tack
there.
the mizzen mast and sail the spinnaker.
As you guys sail past them, you see that like there's a second person that was next to that one, and as you guys sail away, you can barely hear the other person go, "Was that a sail?"
Hey, drumstick. Oh, I'm sorry. I wrap one of the sachets around to maybe help. Is there a way we can make this boat go faster?
Sure.
Could you show Dallin?
Oh, I don't know. The way to make it go faster is to be good at sailing.
Oh. Dallin, are you good at sailing?
I've only ever sailed this ship.
I'm going to take
But,
that as a no, Drumstick.
Of those of us here, he is the best.
Well, I mean,
I haven't tried it.
I did take those courses in school, but, it's been a while, but
How do you think I learned?
I don't know. How did you learn? In
You
school?
were his teacher.
No, because we didn't reestablish formal courses. We went trade school route. All right, well, just keep driving as fast as you can. In that direction.
That's
If something gets in your way, turn.
All right. So Dallin steers the ship around the wall, and you get to a spot where there's still a lot of smoke, but it's beginning to thin. It looks like the majority of the smoke in this area is sort of drifted upwards a little bit more. And you guys can see, as you approach, 5 small ships. In fact, all 5 of these ships are smaller than yours. And you guys can actually recognize one of them as a Gith attack ship. And they're basically all kind of sailing in a loose formation towards the wall. Not super fast, but they're all clearly the ships are all drifting in that direction.
We should fall in behind them.
Yeah, we can use this as a attempt to, or way to get in, and then we wait for the pillar.
Do you think we should probably warn?
Oh, clearly, I'm sure Snapsnap knows what's happening. We have no good way to warn them if we did. I think the best we can do is take advantage of the chaos.
Yes. Warn who of what?
The people on the other side of the wall that they're going to open the gate and let the armada in.
How are we going to warn them without going through to the other side of the wall?
Yeah.
If you could drive faster, we could get there before everyone else.
And
I'm
draw
doing the
attention
best
to
I
ourselves.
I think the minute we all touch down at the same time, there's going to be pretty obvious that we're not with them.
Will it be?
I
One
look
of
at
those is a
Dallin.
Gith
I look
ship.
at me.
So only one of them is a Gith ship, right?
At least one of them is a Gith
At least
ship.
one of them.
Can we see anything about the people on that ship?
They're skinny and dressed badly.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be Gith.
Yeah. Also, past it, you can see something, and you can see it because it's giving off light.
Is it getting closer?
No, it's getting farther.
Oh, okay.
Can we tell what it is?
Well, if you grab a spyglass, you can look through it. Yeah, you can tell what it is. It looks like a drum, like a barrel type drum, like big metal drum. And it has some weird runes on it. It also has some chains around it, and the stuff that is lighting up is a big kind of wire that's coming out of it that is just giving off sparks as it basically is consumed by the sparks, the fire. And you can see that it's basically right up to the wall.
Oh, so
Is it
a bomb?
a bomb?
All right, wait for it, and then again, we're going to try to use the smoke and the fire.
Kaboom!
Yep.
Full speed ahead.
So there's a huge explosion, and in fact, the explosion dissipates a lot of the smoke, so you can see things a lot more clearly. And you see that there's just a huge hole in the wall, and you can see that basically up ahead, you can see into the inner ring, or into the sort of the outer ring of the city, right? But it's not level. It's below the level of the water, and you can see these empty channels kind of going away from you and towards the center of the city. This is probably some sort of like spillway kind of thing for their lock system. Again, you sort of see like that it's not in the same level, and the essentially astral sea stuff in front of you billows up and then flows through and just sucks everything within probably, I don't know, 2 miles just immediately into the city.
Okay.
Including us.
It's a good thing we were 3 miles away.
Including you.
Oh, no.
So basically Little Sparkle is like, so we wait for the bomb and kaboom, and basically like next thing she knows, she is like up in the air and Sakar is like holding one of her legs as like essentially you guys just moved like 150 feet in less than a second towards the city and speeding up.
Dallin, slow it down.
Turn it around.
I don't know that I have that option.
Hold on to whatever we can.
Don't crash it. Ship, don't crash.
Let's have a skills challenge.
Oh, a skills challenge.
I knew it was coming. Ooh, a new skills challenge board.
Oof, that sucked.
This is the epic skills challenge board.
Oh, epic.
You fuck.
Everybody roll initiative. Dallin.
34.
Okay. Little Sparkle.
37.
Sakar.
31.
Randus.
28.
And Aurum.
Here, I thought I was going to be the low roll. I'm at a 30, but it
Okay.
sucks because
So we're
Randus and I are right next to each other again.
Again.
Oh, well.
Well, at least there's someone between you guys and Dallin.
True. Granted, it's me, so.
All right. So, as I said, you guys are just immediately pulled right through the wall. Like, you are in the city, or at least in the... if you'll recall, Snapstab has basically an outer wall and an inner wall. So you guys are through the inner wall or through the outer wall, and then like heading right into a channel that is open. So you are like essentially about 8 feet from the inner wall, and a through an opening in the inner wall before you guys even have a chance to react. You can get a better look at the other ships now. There's a catamaran-style vessel that is crewed by what appears to be a bunch of humans. There are 2 Gith ships, so they're kind of like these like woven, like dual pontoon type deals. There's another ship that looks like something Randus might have come up with in the early days. It's like basically completely covered up. Like it actually kind of looks like a big round like submarine type thing, except it's not dipping below the water, and it has like basically a thing that comes out the top with a ballista pointing forward that looks like it can actually like rotate along a circular axis, and then another covering above it. You guys can't really see the crew there, but you can see that like somebody's holding onto that ballista from the inside. And then lastly, there is a very sleek, sharp-looking astral ship, and it has a bunch of Kenku dressed in black riding on it. Everybody seems to have been taken by surprise by the force of this, but at least everyone that's not you guys had an idea that this was going to happen, so they all braced themselves for it a little bit better. So we'll say that the main goal of the skills challenge is to not splatter yourselves against a building as you guys enter the city in this like basically tidal wave of astral sea. And also don't get killed by any of these other ships, I guess. Maybe try to take them out. I don't know. It's up to you guys. We will go to Little Sparkle.
Cool. Well, considering I had been like grabbed by a Sakar to keep from falling off the ship, then I think my first order of business is to try to get myself into a more secure spot. So, kind of scramble into possibly like the rigging, so I can be like have something to hold on to, and then also like potentially put myself into a good position to be a lookout later.
Okay. Using what?
Acrobatics, if that works.
I mean, I'd let you clamber up there and be a lookout if you just wanted to look out now.
Well, my acrobatics is higher than my perception, but I could also maybe make a diplomacy check to start, shouting advice or orders to like to everyone else on board to try to like get us to coordinate a little bit better.
That sounds good.
Cool. Let's do that then.
Okay.
32.
32 is not going to make it.
Yep. Let me re-roll that with always a natural then.
Okay.
Excellent.
Into a 40.
40 will do it.
Sweet.
Little sparkle snaps you to it, and then it's to Dalin.
I'm gonna use bluff. I should still be at the helm, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make like I'm ready to ram or going to ram into one of the ships.
Okay.
Make it look like we're going to ram into one of the ships, and that I can't control it, and hopefully take some of them out because they think we're their ally right now, right?
I don't know that they think you're their ally. They literally hadn't seen you.
There's a new ship. What are we going to do, guys?
Yeah, it's like now they can see you, and they could very well recognize that this weird ship with an actual sail, like crewed by people they don't recognize. It's like they don't necessarily think that you're their ally. I mean, I'm okay with you using bluff to sail, to basically feint them in some way.
Sail casual.
Okay.
Casually plummet toward you.
We're not plummeting.
That'll be a 46.
Rocketing.
That's pretty good.
So yes, you guys fly up. Dalin essentially makes it look like they're going to ram right into one of the ships. We'll say the one with the ballista, and they bank to avoid you guys and just essentially fly right out of the tidal wave and into a building. At that point, the rearmost Gith ship has a look at you guys and really seems to recognize exactly who you are, at which point a couple of those guys, as their ship is riding the wave as well, put their hands to their temples and start shooting, psychic beams at you guys. Yep,
Mind
exactly.
bullets.
And it's
That's
the Sakar.
telekinesis, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're being attacked from 200 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just a bunch of yaks. Clearly, something has to be done. We are rocketing ahead at a terrible speed. We're about to be attacked with the mind bullets. I am going to not take the helm from Dalin because that would be rude, but I want to leap over and I want to grab the helm and I want to feather the rudder so as to slow down the ship. So that we'll actually slow our assault like an actual sailboat would. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? No? Okay. You flip the helm back and forth, and it causes the rudder to actually drag and slow the boat down, which could theoretically pull us back as they rocket forward so that they'll miss us with the mind bullets. And because it takes a lot of strength to do this at high speed, it's clearly an athletics check.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. It's a one of those things where you're like, whoa, look at how athletic that was.
So very athletic.
Shut up. All right, so I can add a 4 to any roll, but a 34 is clearly not going to do anything, is it?
Well,
No,
to
it
an
has to be an
attack
attack
roll.
roll. That's
Uh,
attack roll with that sword.
I mean, the
I
good thing
see.
is that if you spend your action point, I think you get to reroll both of those.
Yep.
You do.
Hey, action pointing to the wind. This time, I
Using
know
his other
exactly
arm.
what I'm doing. I hate everything. This is not a sailboat, is it?
I mean, it has
This
a
is
sail.
sailboat.
Does it have a rudder?
Yeah, 33 doesn't do anything, does it?
No. Wow, I can't believe you didn't roll above an 8 on 4 dice.
I can't either.
Yes.
I know you're not going to let me do this. I'm going to try once more. See? There they are.
Yeah, that's too
Can't
bad.
use those. Yeah,
Nope.
that's all right. Sometimes we fail.
So that's gonna fail, yeah. So Sakar, we'll say that Sakar successfully manages to slow down the ship, but doesn't really tell anyone that that's happening. And it's going to basically knock both Orem and Randus essentially off the side of the ship. They can like hang on to the edges or like the what do you call it, rigging. But they're put in a very disadvantageous position, mostly because now they're sitting ducks to mine bullets.
Crud.
It is to Orem.
All right, hanging off the rigging, it is probably to our advantage to try to make some distance between the Gith ship and our ship.
Mhm.
So I'm going to cast Force Wall really quick between us. And the wall, I'm going to really concentrate to make it more of a wedge than just a blocky wall. So
Okay.
what'll happen is, hopefully, our ship will go one way, their ship will go another way because of the way the astral sea is pouring in, and they'll smash into a wall. So this is an Arcana roll.
Oh, God.
Nat 20.
Smart.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Now I really gotta.
And
Probably a success.
and because the ship rocks to its side really hard, Randus and I flip back up onto the deck.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Orem successfully takes out the Gith ship, or the backmost Gith ship. There's still another one, and those guys are also now aware of you as their compatriots' ship hits the force wall, flies up into the air, and smashes into a building, basically within their eyesight. So now it's Sarandis.
Are we in through the wall yet, or where are we at here?
Oh, you guys are in the city.
In
There's
the
like,
city.
yep, you guys are like, you just saw like a, I don't know, like a small apartment complex fly by. Orem crashed that boat into what was probably a bank at some point.
It's a bank because it's on the edge of the river.
All right.
It is now.
I mean, now it is.
I was supposed I'd be able to use Dungeoneering to steer us through some like aqueducts or anything.
I was
I'll
going to
allow
say, you know,
You'll allow that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll try that then.
It's like
Okay.
tunnels and stuff.
Yeah. I will find out an aqueduct that we can try to go into and see how this goes.
Okay.
Ooh, 46?
46 will do it.
Ooh.
I do like the image of Dalin like doing this maneuver and immediately being shoulder checked by Sakar, who like just like throws the wheel around, and then Randa's just using the momentum of being flipped back onto the ship to just push him out of the way and like turn it super hard in the opposite direction. And yeah, basically this is a segment through which basically there are some there's essentially a bunch of bridges, but the tide is like high enough that most of the other ships are going over them by riding the wave, but Randa's like moves you over, and essentially you guys find yourselves in this like little channel that probably actually already had some astral sea stuff in it, and it's probably another little spillway. So there's like this weird moment of calm before you guys are like basically shot out of that thing like a rifle to onto where the other guys are.
you hear Orm scream, "Now this is sailing."
It's gonna take us to the second round. You guys are doing pretty well.
Round 2. Fight.
And a little sparkle.
Well, then, as we're navigating the city, can I kind of see what Randus is doing and where he's going with the aqueducts? Like, also, shout out, especially from our previous time here, any guidance I can give about using my knowledge of city architecture, about where it would be safe to turn and possibly lose these guys while also not being smooshed using
Are
streetwise.
you-
Well,
Oh, I was going
you
to say,
can't
are
really
you using
lose
history?
these guys. You guys are you guys are basically moving in one direction on this
Fair enough.
wave. So if you bank, you fall off the wave and probably onto a plaza.
Gotcha.
And die.
Would
Well, could I use streetwise anyways to kind of anticipate particular dangerous things that would be coming up?
Yeah,
plot
absolutely.
a safe course. Yeah.
Sweet.
Street.
Ugh.
Mm.
Does a 38 succeed?
38 is not a success.
Yeah.
All right, then action point it is. I got a +5 on this roll because of how my Paragon Path rolls.
Nice.
Hey, all right, sweet. That's a 52.
Okay.
Sweet.
That's better.
Randus, who is at the helm now, hears a lot of civil engineering terms in rapid succession while Little Sparkle points desperately in every direction. Like, bridge, spillway, parapet, hanging walkway,
Viaduct.
it's just like,
Crosswalk.
Yep, just calling it. And that does it doesn't help Randus's nerves, but it helps. It does help him steer. It's gonna take us to Dallin.
Yeah, Randus has nerves of steel.
Literally. Oh.
Travis has everything of steel. Oh wait, that's a joke.
Thank you.
My bad.
I hear he has at least one aspect made of brass, but
Ooh.
So that bridge that we go under, the
Mhm.
boats that go under behind us, don't come out the other side. As I'm going to use Arcana to manipulate the shadows to destroy said boats.
Okay.
That'll be a 40.
40 will be a success.
Haha.
Yeah, we'll say that that Kenku ship was a little bit behind and kind of was lining up with you guys, and there were some guys with knives, getting ready to jump onto you, and then you guys go under a bridge, and you guys just hear "Wah!" And then when you come out the other end, the ship comes out, but it's unmanned, and it just kind of skitters to a stop. Yes, spoopy stuff happening there.
Spoopy.
All right. So as you guys come out of that bridge, there's the other Gith ship and Sakar's old nemesis, Mind Bullets.
I hate mind bullets. This isn't the last thing of the turn, is it? Or the last thing of the challenge?
No, you need 2 more successes. Or 2 more
Okay.
failures. So you are solidly in the middle of this.
I'm perfectly where I need to be. All right, so you know what it's time for?
No.
What's it time for, Matthew? Why, thank you, friends and fellow podcast hosters. It's time
What time is it?
for a little. But shut up.
Adventure time.
It's time for a little
That's-
bullet time because we're being shot with mind bullets using his incredibly sharp red eyes. Sakar is going to see where the bullets are going to go and dodge them, Matrix style, using his amazing perception, which rolls twice. Because I've been rolling for crap this whole round.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. I hate everything. I do. 37 is not a success.
That is correct. A 37 is not a success.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that can throw 2 points on that?
He juiced it as good he could.
For a perception check, I might. I don't think I do, though. Nothing that would really do a thing and a thing.
Okay.
No. I don't think there's anything that would work in a skills challenge situation.
So we'll say that once again, Sakar successfully dodges, but
Mind bullets suck.
yeah, there's just a lot of basically you guys are now it's very likely that you will die by mine bullets instead of crashing into something. It also makes it a lot easier to crash into something, what with all the mine bullets coming at you.
So do we want to crash into something or not crash into something?
I think you want to
Crashing's-
not crash into
Yeah.
something.
All
We
right.
want
Do you
to not
remember? Do you
die.
remember what happened the last time you crashed an astral ship into something?
Yeah, I'm having those flashbacks. I wonder if I could use history to remember that, so I could
Oh
so I
my
could figure out
God.
what we don't need to do this time.
Still
What we
not
need to
how
do is
history
succeed.
works.
I
I mean,
know.
I'll let you.
Everything
I'll
on
let you roll
Randus' shoulder.
history if you can come up with something else.
Oh, I was going to say, remember, Dolan said he was the best, but remember, I took the classes at sailing school and remembered that you yank on this one rope that's attached to the sail really hard, and you can make it steer around corners or objects in the water very, very quickly.
You know what? I'll allow it. If only because that's going to be great if it fails.
At 21st
it's a nat
time,
one.
nat 1
Oh.
this time. So I will use my action point
Okay.
to re-roll that
That
again.
averages
It was
out.
the wrong rope. I grabbed the wrong rope. That's not the rope.
I remember it's this one.
And I remembered it is this one, which is a 45.
45 will be a success. So yes, nobody sees that Orem almost basically
Killed us
Kills
all.
us all.
just like swung the sail around and knocked Sakara or Randus off the helm. But instead, you guys bank super hard and are basically now Tokyo drifting around a corner as basically there's like this inner wall and the quote unquote water basically flows around it. You guys are able to like bank it.
Do we see a slot that looks like it's a dock that we could slide right into?
You see Gith shooting at you.
Oh, we don't want that. We got to kill those Gith ships, Randus.
Can I fashion up some depth charges or something similar to blow up a ship and maybe some nearby buildings to collapse on further ships?
Oh, please.
Oh God, yes.
I will try that then.
I love how Randus' skills just get more and more devastating to the environment.
That's what leveling up does.
Randus' skills are bigger explosions.
Oh, come on!
no.
How is that possible?
See,
How do you get a
the weird thing is that
41?
even with the 1, you beat the skills challenge, but it's a 1, so it's still a failure.
Yeah,
Is
so
it? Does Fori have the rule where it's a failure on
no.
skills?
Rodrigo does.
So we're not going to be able to Pathfinder 2 this.
You don't have an action point?
I'm going to spend an action point.
All right.
And
There you
okay,
go.
48.
Jeez.
Six.
Your talent is
Six.
impressive, Brian.
And you are the last person on this would fail or succeed. So good
Yep,
job
that's
there,
right.
Brian.
I love
Putting Brian in that
So
position.
We will still, if you need any dice cursed, we will definitely do that. You just contact me. We'll arrange for them to be sent to Brian, where he will say a secret curse on your dice. He'll send you a certificate of authenticity,
Certificate of
and
authenticity.
we'll send it back to you. So there you go. Curse them dice, all you GMs, and slip them to your players. Hey, a gift for you.
So yes, Randus has whipped up essentially a very large pipe bomb essentially, and like sets the timer and starts aiming and realizes that instead of setting it for like 10 seconds, he set it for like 1 second and then just like throws it. And it basically goes right underneath your boat and explodes the astral sea essence behind you, just completely sending your boat, sending the regent up into the air, just completely off the astral medium. At which point, you guys see the other ships kind of start to coast to a stop as the flux of the astral sea finally peters out, and you guys land in a pond. I mean, it's pretty deep. So, basically you guys smash into the water, and like the water comes up right almost up onto the deck. Maybe a little bit even spills into the deck. There's like a second, and then the ship's buoyancy basically knocks everything back up, and you guys are just kind of gently floating on a big, literal cement pond, like a big like public works kind of pond. In a plaza, you see the other ships skitter to a stop. There's probably only 2 left at this point. You see the catamaran with the humans. You see a couple of humans like basically pull themselves out of the wreckage, at which point about a dozen goblins like pour out of a window in one of the buildings nearby and just like start throwing like spears at them and just like immediately just skewer them and kill them. At about the same time, the last Gith ship also just kind of crashes and skitters to a stop. A single Gith pulls himself out of it, and another group of goblins starts climbing down a building to basically get the jump on him, touches his temple, and just immediately just incinerates them. There's like a very brief like cut in half, like, and they just like turn into cinders. But as he's like turning around and kind of like putting a hand on his arm, about 20 other goblins like crest over another building and just like dogpile him, and you just see like all you see is like elbows and knives and spears like just come out as they just like scream and swarm him.
Nice.
Oh yeah, also there's a bunch of goblins cresting over the buildings near you guys.
Oh, God.
Oh, it sounds like a good place to take a break. All right, cresting goblins. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
Good sailing, Dolly.
Billy Corgan was great when he was singing with Cresting Goblins.
All right, we will be back next time, and we will make sure that these adventures continue, and maybe you're one of those people that are like, I can't wait a week, I need to know what happens now. Then you need to head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers and sign up at the silver level, and you can listen to next week's episode right now. And if enough of you get over there, like right now, and sign up, we might even be able to release episodes 2 weeks early. That means you get to hear 2 episodes back to back. But you got to hurry. All of you, hurry now. Sign up for the silver level. You'll be able to hear 2 episodes before everyone else. Patreon.com/majorspoilers. And in the meantime, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2020 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.